Hello and welcome back to Man vs Film. It's December already. We're at the end of 2020 and I've got 10 great movies for you to check out this month during the festive period. So let's get started. Number 10, Piercing. A man kisses his wife and baby goodbye and seemingly heads away on business, with a plan to check into a hotel, call an escort service and kill an unsuspecting prostitute. Unfortunately for the man, the prostitute is more than a match for him. Starring Christopher Abbott and Mia Wasikowska, this is a wonderful, playful movie which is basically just these two characters in a mind game, both with really nefarious purposes at the heart of it, and their kind of playful banter leads in a most horrific way. It's wonderfully set up, it's constantly changing the power dynamic between these two. It's really interestingly shot and it has some beautiful music stolen from some great giallo movies as well. Number 9, Blue Ruin. Dwight Evans is a beach vagrant, and when he gets word that his parents' killers, Wade Cleland, is set to be released from prison, Dwight decides that he has nothing left to lose and sets out on a quest to avenge his parents' deaths. Dwight succeeds in killing Wade, but complications emerge when his botched getaway allows the Cleland family the opportunity to get their revenge. Jeremy Saulnier's movie Blue Ruin is a wonderful revenge tale. We get an outstanding lead performance from a character who utters very few words throughout the movie. It's just his whole demeanour, and the acts of violence that come in this are truly shocking, but it's a character study. A study about a man's aim for revenge and whether that is really going to soothe his soul and get reward for him, or whether it's going to lead him down a path of futility. I think it's a wonderfully directed and staged movie. It's got some stunning set pieces as well and a truly remarkable main performance. Number 8, The Impossible. A family consisting of Maria, Henry and their 3 kids travel to Thailand to spend Christmas there. They get an upgrade on a villa on the coastline, and after settling in and exchanging gifts, they go to the pool like so many other tourists. A perfect paradise vacation until a distant noise becomes a roar. There is no time to escape the tsunami. Who will survive, or what will become of them? The Impossible is one of those movies that feels kind of tropey. It feels as if it's going to tick all the boxes of a disaster movie, and what you don't expect is the emotional connection that you have to the characters. One of the most striking moments in the movie is watching Ewan McGregor make a truly heartbreaking phone call throughout it. This is a movie with pretty good special effects and a real shocking story that really shows the devastation that happened at that time. Number 7, A Clockwork Orange. Alex is a violent youth in futuristic Britain. As with all luck, his eventually runs out and he's arrested and convicted. While in prison, Alex learns of an experimental program in which convicts are programmed to detest violence. If he goes through the program, his sentence will be reduced and he'll be back on the streets sooner than expected. But Alex's ordeals are far from over once he returns to the streets of Britain. A Clockwork Orange is a notorious movie, and rightfully so. It is super violent and a little bit nihilistic with the main character, but it is truly exciting to watch as well. You get this stylised version of Britain's youth culture at the time, their penchant for violence and what gets them off, and this retribution that comes, and how even from the ashes of rebellious youth these people go into jobs that you wouldn't expect, the ones that don't go to prison. It's a truly remarkable movie that left an indelible mark on cinema, and I think it's an incredible watch if you haven't seen it. Number 6, Little Monsters. A child meets a monster that lives under his bed. He even becomes one of its best friends. Soon the child discovers a whole new world of fun and games under his bed, where pulling pranks on kids and other monsters is the main attraction. Little Monsters is an incredible kids movie. It's one of those ones that borders on being truly scaringly horrific for kids, but it's incredibly fun. A little bit too childish for adults. It still has that nostalgic factor. It has that kind of meanness to it a little bit. And it's one of those movies that really kind of made its mark on me when I watched it as a kid. It's one that stuck with me. I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit enraptured by the whole hijinks and getting revenge on schoolyard bullies. I don't know if it really holds up as well today as it did back then, but it's still worth checking out. Number 5, iBoy. After being shot while calling for help to stop a violent attack on a high school girl, a 16-year-old boy awakens from a coma to discover that fragments of his smartphone have embedded in his brain, giving him superhero-like powers. He uses this knowledge and technology to exact revenge on the gang responsible for the attack. iBoy is one of those movies you could quite easily miss on Netflix, but it's incredibly fun. It is a kind of superhero origin story, but it's never really painted that way. It's stuck within the council estates of London, involving characters that you genuinely like, who you feel as though they're on a path that they can go to good or bad. And although it's a little bit tropey, it's incredibly fun. Number 4, Fruitvale Station. The true story of Oscar, a 22-year-old Bay Area resident who crosses paths with his friends, family and strangers, each exchange showing us that there's much more to Oscar than meets the eye. But it would be his final encounter of the day with police officers at the Fruitvale Station that would shake the Bay Area to its very core and cause an entire nation to be witness to the story of Oscar Grant. Fruitvale Station is a movie that is carried by the performance of Michael B. Jordan, who just creates this wonderful character who you just get involved with. You just watch him go through the machinations of a typical day, and somehow it really captures your attention and pulls you in. And by the time it gets to the second half of the movie and things really go off the rails, it becomes much, much more. And by that point, you're fully invested in this character and horrified of what can happen in a simple day with a simple turn of events. Number 3, Prospect. A teenage girl and her father travel to a remote alien moon, aiming to strike it rich. They've secured a contract to harvest a large deposit of the elusive gems hidden in the depths of the moon's toxic forest. But there are others roving in the wilderness, and the job quickly devolves into a fight to survive. If you like your science fiction movies, Prospect is one of the best low-budget ones from recent years. It's got a wonderful cast, has a really unique idea behind it, and is wonderfully executed. It has this lo-fi type of future where people are still working menial jobs, people are still struggling to get by, trying to make money to get from one place to another, and it's these characters that you get involved with, you like them, their relationship, you want them to survive, and it offers twists and turns throughout the story that are really invigorating. Well worth checking out. Number 2, Cargo. In a world overtaken by a virus that turns people rabid within 48 hours, the Rose family, Andy, Kay and their baby Rosie, are living safely on a houseboat in rural Australia. The family go on a trip but are attacked by rabid humans. With only 48 hours left before he turns, Andy must find someplace safe to deposit baby Rosie. Zombie movies are played out. There's a new one out every day it seems, and not many offer much to the genre. But what I really liked most about this movie was a case of a father struggling to find a good place, somewhere where his daughter can grow up safe and he can be confident in that ability. He knows his time is numbered and every breath is towards making security for his daughter, and it's emotional. It gets to you at the end of it. There's a real sucker punch that every time I watch it just twists me the wrong way. I just love this movie. I think it's one of the best zombie movies of recent ages, but more than that, it's an emotional, resonant story that really drives this one forward. Number 1, Loving.
Richard Loving, a white construction worker in Caroline County, Virginia, falls in love with a local black woman and family friend, Mildred Jeter. Upon Mildred discovering that she is pregnant, they decide to marry. But knowing that interracial marriage violates Virginia's anti-miscreation laws, they drive to Washington to get married in 1958. Richard makes a plan to build a house for Mildred less than a mile from her family home, before people start to turn their life upside down. Loving such a brilliant story, a true tale with two amazing lead performances, a relationship that you just want to see them happy and to get through everything that the world is throwing at them. Ridiculous laws that just stop them from being together simply because of the colour of their skin, and their uphill battle to try and get these overturned simply so they can just live their life. Great performances. Ruth Negga particularly is absolutely wonderful. She is terrific in the movie, as is everybody else, and this is just one of those tales that's shocking and kind of uplifting to see this couple just battling the odds just to be happy together.
So there we have it. 10 movies that I hope you find something there that you can really delve into, something you can enjoy, and I hope you have a great Christmas and a fantastic New Year, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.